All right, let's dive into a wild thought experiment. We're going to explore a mind-bending what-if scenario that's actually grounded in some very real and, honestly, kind of terrifying physics.
So just imagine, what if, completely out of the blue, a new object just appeared in our solar system? A black hole.
And it's only the size of a pea. I mean, that doesn't sound very scary, does it? But when you're talking about the universe, appearances can be incredibly deceiving.
And there's our full scenario. A black hole, no bigger than a pea, just materializes right next to our moon. So what happens next? Well, it kicks off a catastrophic chain reaction that is going to rewrite the future of our entire solar system.
This is the huge paradox we're about to unpack. I mean, how can something so small be responsible for such complete and total destruction? It sounds impossible, but the answer isn't in what you can see, it's in what it weighs.
So, the black hole arrives. Here on Earth, we wouldn't notice a thing. Seriously, no flash of light, no warning signs at all. Black holes, by their very nature, don't give off any light. They're the ultimate stealth predators. For a few moments, all of humanity would be blissfully unaware of the doom that just showed up on our doorstep.
And this right here brings us to the core science of this whole thing. We've got to stop thinking about size and start thinking about mass. Because when it comes to black holes, mass is absolutely everything.
This is the fundamental rule. That immense gravitational pull, the power to literally warp space-time and tear planets apart, all of it comes from an unbelievable amount of mass being crushed into an impossibly small space. 6 sextillion tons. That's the kind of mass we're talking about for our little pea-sized black hole. It's a number so huge it almost breaks your brain, but believe me, its gravitational consequences are very, very real.
Okay, so here's the most important point to get. We are dealing with an object the size of a pea that has the exact same mass as our entire planet. Think about that. All the continents, all the oceans, the molten core, the crust, everything squeezed down into something you could lose in your pocket. That is the engine of destruction we've just unleashed next to the moon.
So with the stage set, the first act of this cosmic tragedy is about to begin, and the victim, our closest celestial companion.
And the destruction is terrifyingly fast. I mean, within seconds, the black hole's gravity just overpowers the moon's and starts ripping rock and dust right off its surface. Just minutes later, all that debris forms a superheated, glowing ring around it. It's called an accretion disk. And in only a few hours, the moon is just gone.
Just like that, where there was once that familiar, beautiful silver orb in our sky, there is now nothing.
The instant the moon vanishes, its gravitational leash on Earth also snaps, and the consequences of that loss arrive immediately and catastrophically, right here on our homeworld.
You see, without the moon's steadying influence, Earth's systems just spiral into total chaos. The tides go crazy, causing massive, unpredictable flooding along every coastline. The planet itself actually starts to wobble on its axis, which throws the seasons completely out of whack. The global climate as we know it, it just collapses.
And listen, that's just the indirect effect. If that little pea-sized monster happens to drift into our path, the Earth itself faces the exact same fate as the moon. It would be stretched, cracked, and slowly torn apart until it too becomes nothing more than another glowing ring of death in the darkness.
But the destruction doesn't stop with Earth. Oh no. You now have an object with the mass of a planet just hanging out there, a brand new disruptive player in the delicate cosmic dance of our solar system.
So this new gravitational force starts to bend space-time around it, and it subtly but relentlessly starts messing with the orbits of every other planet. Over thousands of years, the beautifully balanced system that we know just completely unravels. Planets get pushed into collision courses with each other, while other planets are flung out of the solar system entirely, doomed to wander alone in the cold, empty void.
So, let's circle all the way back to the one variable that dictates absolutely everything. It was never about the size of the pea, it was always, always about the mass.
Look how simple this comparison is. If our pea-sized black hole has the mass of the Earth, it's the end of everything. Game over. But what if that same pea-sized object only had the mass of, say, a really big mountain? Well, it would just drift silently past us, barely causing a ripple. The outcome depends entirely on mass, not its size.
Which kind of leaves us with a pretty chilling thought, doesn't it? The cosmos is filled with these immense, silent forces,
forces that are capable of erasing entire worlds without making a single sound. So the next time you look up at the night sky, just remember the incredibly delicate balance that keeps us all safe. The moon, it's still there, for now.